I'm going back to the place that I used to call home. I'm going back to the place where the antelope never roamed. Wild West Virginia, home of the naive. This boy'd be mighty pleased to see them rolling hills, rolling hills. No, I don't like John Denver, but I always will remember those rolling hills. I got a backwoods woman, underprivileged mama, farmer in the dale. Crooked politicians, craters, bum roads. But oh, I love it so, those rolling hills, Wild West Virginia.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
McDonald's is a place to rock. It is a restaurant where they buy food to eat. It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. McDonald's will make you fat. They serve Big Macs. They serve quarter pounders. They will put pounds on you. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock.
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said. And he propped a pot roast all over his chest. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy. He took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark. Excitable boy, they all said. And he bit the...
Hello and welcome. December the 23rd, 2024, Lingering with Luke. Tonight was supposed to be Meeting of the Minds. I was told earlier today that tonight would be Meeting of the Minds. I received a text message from John from Scranton, John Fry. That's his government name, saying at 6:25, saying, scratch that. Apparently I'm supposed to be at a family party in literally 5 minutes. And then he's got like that emoji where it's like, so it's like, uh-oh. So, as always, I've stepped in, fill the void. As I've said before, I am a martyr in the miniverse. I don't even listen to the fucking Kirk Minian show anymore, but, people say they want shows, so I produce a show. Nobody comes on. That's fine. We can do that. We'll do it every week. And I shouldn't say nobody comes on. Like, Random Sports Chat, he's just a good guy. We do the K-Gun show every week. He'll be on a little bit. Freddie's show. I don't know if Freddie's show is live or not. Unfortunately. But, I've got nothing to talk about really to do. So we might check in on Freddie's show. When Chad gets on, we'll probably talk some geopolitics. Got a lot of Syria, Turkey to talk about. We've got Micro Center, whatever the fucking name of that company is that owns all the Bitcoin. They own like 2% of all the Bitcoin that can ever exist. So that's pretty impressive. So we'll do a little bit of crypto bro chat. I'll hit this vape and cough a lot. Drink some beers. And that's it. I'll post the link in the chat if anyone wants to come on. It's pretty much open. The only people that are banned are people that you know who you are. If you're banned, you know who you are. So I can even put the overlay. I used to put the chat overlay up here so that like people could see the comments, but nobody comments anymore. So I've been leaving that down. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Not too much, Just being the network martyr, as I say.
Uh-oh.
Just somebody, somebody's got to do the show. Whenever I say I'm going to do a show, I do the show. That's just the kind of guy I am. I'm an accountability guy, and that's why John's never been a CEO. he might own and operate the network, but he's never been the CEO because he just doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have that that final piece you need. So
starting off on fire tonight. All right.
yeah, oh yeah, we're deep in Bit City. I got nothing. So
we're coming to you live from the garage tonight, obviously.
The garage. Okay, I was gonna guess basement.
No, been fucking around in the garage. Just got it like
It'll be pretty
electrical.
damn cold in the garage. I assume you got a heater out there.
Yeah, I got a little heater out here. Just redid the electrical, like moving some room over there for a sauna and shit. That's what we were talking with Jake about the other day.
Jake was Jake was really surprised by the sauna thing. He just didn't
got any.
You got a fucking scissor lift over there? Is that what that is?
Yeah, like any piece of hardware and shit you can think of, dude. I got all the Bosch tools behind me and whatnot.
Yep.
Like, fucking got a whole movie center and music out here.
Tell you what,
it's kind of like my fuck around place. I really like it out here.
This new consignment deal we have at work that I was bitching about. A lot of it literally looks like tools that just walked off the job site. Like I feel like
they probably did.
Yeah, it's all coming from
walked off the job. Yeah, exactly.
I figured out this stuff's all coming from you have a hoarder, they bring a dumpster and put it outside your house and you can fill it up and then they'll come take it. You know what I mean? Like one of those places up in Massachusetts and Connecticut. And that's what shit is for sure. So, I mean, it's just an assortment of whatever.
So
but yeah, a lot of tools.
It's more hoarder than just straight stolen hot inventory.
I think what's going on is guys get evicted and stuff, and they just leave, and that's whatever got left behind, that kind of shit. So, like I'm saying, I could definitely tell there were a couple roofers, which you're gonna expect roofers, nail guns and and harnesses and that kind of shit. So, that a lot, dude. I got there had to been 20 or 25 pressure gauges, with 3 little circular thingies. They weren't attached to anything, but there was a tank that I can't sell because it's
that's like HVAC, dude. That's how they test your HVAC system.
Got it. I put 20 of them in a lot. Put them up.
So it's a fun fact. So let's say your air conditioner. I actually have an HVAC license still to this day. Thank you, federal government. So let's say your air conditioner's out. That's how they test your coil, to see if it's busted. They'll put the 2 gauges on there and they'll pressurize it and see if it holds pressure. If not, obviously, hey, your coil's fucking got a crack in it. It's leaking refrigerant. We got to replace it. Or no, hey, your coil's good. Maybe your capacitor is shit. That's how they, those are. So usually if you see a couple, a set of 2 gauges with the hoses like that, it's usually HVAC.
When you're talking about, when you said thanks government and all that, I almost people, I haven't been watching any of the recent stuff, but people are saying Fax has been lying about a lot of stuff. I would like to get Fax on just to kind of, because he's been talking about he's going to use his the Army will pay him to go learn a trade or whatever.
Sure.
And they'll pay him to go basically intern for a few months, and he's using that he uses that on fucking podcasts and shit. It's
that's tough, but
it's why don't you become an HVAC guy or something? I don't know.
There's a lot of loopholes like that, so he's probably right, and you're right though. Usually,
I'm sure he's allowed to do it, but it's a stupid way to do it. Stupid thing to do.
There's another one too. When you can do once per enlistment, where you get a free basically month vacation by volunteering to help a recruiter. So you pick out a recruiter office and hey, I'm gonna help the recruiter for this month, and it's fucking off light duty. You basically get a month of leave, right? He'll send you out a couple times to speak or to hang out.
That would be cool if the recruiter is cool, but I guess if you get imagine if you get a dick recruiter. Imagine all the recruiters are cool though, right?
It's kind of a way to backdoor if you're actually active duty. He's guard too, so it's different. But if you're active duty, it's a way to backdoor yourself to light duty and actually being home where you're from. You can go back home for a month. It's free vacation.
So it's
you're not going to get deployed.
How women always get pregnant before they get deployed.
So that was, oh man, there's we don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but basically almost every woman that I worked with, and there were some really good ones. I actually know two or three that were amazing fucking mechanics, but I was a true like grease monkey mechanic,
Mhm.
like pretty high speed. And so most of the guys I learned from were fucking awesome, and that's served me well in my life. But anyways, to your point, a lot of the so as you go, you have like a couple years worth of like you have to do this maintenance task and get signed off on it. That you have like entry level, and then like I'm signed off like I'm fucking skilled at this. I've done two or three of them, and I've demonstrated mastery, and they sign off your training records or whatever. And let's say we had like 30, 40 pieces of equipment to do this on. The women, like you said, would first year or two, they'll do some of the work and then they get knocked up. And then you can't be on the floor, you can't be near oil, you can't be near electricity, you can't be in a hazardous area. So they go to work the back support office.
Right.
But we also had a rule that at like 4 or 5 year mark, you had to be fully signed off on everything. So right, so year two they get pregnant, then they got like a year and a half. So now they're 3.5 years in, and it's like, oh shit, she's only got 6 months left. We
She
have to
hasn't
get her
done it yet.
certified on everything, right? And she's not actually done the fucking tasks, and you end up going through and pencil whipping, like, oh yeah, she could do all this stuff, but she can't because they
Unbelievable.
got pregnant and they had to get off the industrial floor, and it's
Unbelievable.
yes. So you're right. You're right. It's kind of like there were a couple badass chicks that really could turn a wrench, and respect to them, but a lot of them got knocked up and pushed paperwork and got their training records like signed off that said they could do all the shit that they can't actually do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Totally right.
I mean, you get
Basically,
that pretty much everything. I feel like a
100%.
lot of teachers like to do that too. Just get pregnant all the fucking time.
That's what keeps the substitutes employed, I suppose. So
Yeah, fucking. I looked into that. Like, it's actually hard. I remember, like, when I was going to do that, it's like hard to get into that in West Virginia, though. Like, West
yeah,
Virginia's like the one state where it's like it feels like teaching is like a good job here.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
'cause
that's
they get paid higher than the state average.
my sister is actually in that camp. Like she in about an hour and a half south of Buffalo, right? And Nowheresville. I mean, right by the PA border. So like Bradford, Pennsylvania, that whole area, all the way up through, like let's say Allegheny County, New
Right.
York, a little bit east of Jamestown. Super like there's no good manufacturers out there. There's no
So you're
big time job. You can't make the six figures out there just because there's not a lot of jobs that pay you six figures. So let's say the
So you
medium
gotta-
income's like 40 grand.
right.
So what do? You become a school teacher, you become a postal worker or whatever,
Nurse.
and then you're crushing it, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
medical or
Like,
government,
exactly.
basically.
Yeah, basically, right.
Yeah.
You're crushing it. In
That's how it is
comparison,
here
because-
too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just it's fine though. Like, I really don't need to make a whole lot more money until I'm pretty comfortable. And it's
That's how
kind of
I-
crazy because I don't make very much money. Like, I make it like if I made the amount of money that I make here in other places, I'd be completely fucked. And I'm not doing great here either. It's expensive shit here, but
100%. Well, that's
But,
part of the reason I told you I'm trying to get to West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that's also the reason I ended up in Chicago. Was
yeah,
I
exactly.
could
like,
make six
you
and a
gotta
half
move to the
figures
big
out here,
city. Yeah,
right?
you gotta
Like
move to the big city.
to be an engineer, but you can't go to Nowheresville and they're gonna pay you to fucking be an engineer. Yeah.
You could be the county engineer or whatever. Civil engineer, I guess.
I mean, maybe there's like one factory. If you get on at like the one fucking factory,
Yeah, Toyota here.
and then you get laid off when they outsource it.
Yeah.
Like that's basically the story of the whole Rust Belt. Like
Well, it's that people, they go with the tariffs and they go, well, it's so dumb we import everything. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we won't if there's tariffs. Maybe we'll actually manufacture shit here.
Yeah.
Like, fucking dumbass. I don't know. Like, I would like manufacturing jobs are good jobs.
You got.
So-
By the way, did you hear this story the other day? You have to hand it to Bezos. I think Jimmy Dore covered it pretty well. But it happened out here in Skokie that the Amazon Teamsters went on strike.
Oh, I saw that.
This-
They were dumping
this
water on
fucking
them.
week. I don't know about that.
Yeah, dude. They
But-
had like this giant pipe on their building, and they turned it on. So like there was like 6 inches of water just standing there wherever the fucking people were trying to stand.
Holy shit! I didn't
Yeah,
hear
I love
that.
it. Yeah, dude, I like it.
That's unbelievable. I know that they there was a guy in the New York, like I think it's the Bronx one or whatever. And he went to like blockade the entrance with like a truck, and the fucking Bezos called the cops. Like they had the cops in there.
So did
They
Amazon
fucking
join the
hauled them all
Teamsters?
out.
Like Amazon places join the Teamsters?
I can't speak intelligently. That's like
Yeah.
convoluted, but basically,
I know they were unionizing in certain spots.
well, Amazon was trying to play that. Well, look at all these third-party contractors that we use to deliver shit, right? Because
Mhm.
anybody can kind of do their own third. And I think some court said no, that still fucking counts. It's basically overall labor, so they kind of struck that down. And then they worked out something with the Teamsters. So I don't know what the
Actually,
situation is there.
had a guy at the card shop, a customer who did that. Like he worked as a contractor for Amazon, and like he owns trucks, and he would hire people to drive his trucks and deliver shit and all that.
Okay.
They don't have that around here, by the way. In Huntington, we don't have the Amazon
No?
delivery trucks. Everything still comes from the USPS and FedEx. It's fucking crazy.
No
And
shit.
UPS. I didn't realize they didn't have it down here because they had it up in Columbus.
You got to open your own little division. There's your hustle right there, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Get a couple fucking Budget or Penske trucks and a couple guys.
It's literally like FedEx, basically. You know,
Yeah.
that's how FedEx works around here. It's just a guy
Yeah.
over in South Point, Ohio, owns the FedEx, whatever. And like my FedEx guy that comes and picks up my packages at work, just like he said, the guy pays they paid like $100 a day or something to do their route, and I'm like, damn, that's nothing.
Yeah.
'Cause that
No.
dumbass like was lazy as shit. It takes him like 12 hours to do his route. So
I knew one guy that had a hustle like that out here. Actually, so this was like 2015 when Uber was first blowing up. And a guy out here in Chicago, he was smart as fuck. Like we didn't get. He just started getting extra cars and renting them out to Uber drivers, basically. Like made his own little Uber empire. Like, but he owned all the fucking cars. Like he was getting a cut. Like
that's pretty
yeah,
smart.
rental property style, but with
Yeah.
with the cars. Like all these low income people that
Oh, I
wanted
love
to drive Uber but couldn't
I
have
love
their own car and
rental.
shit.
I love rental stuff that people don't live in.
Yeah,
Because once people start living in it, then
exactly.
then it's a pain in the ass. But
But you still own the collateral of the fucking vehicle too, right?
yeah, storage units I think are a good one because like people don't live in them. I just would never want to rent apartments to low income people.
No, you don't want to be a slumlord. You want to be the property owner, but not the property manager. As you know, you don't want to deal with anybody.
Yeah.
You got to pay somebody
Yeah,
to collect the rent and deal with the bullshit and rent. Yeah,
just
background
brutal.
checks.
Just fucking
Yeah.
brutal. Nothing worse, I can imagine.
If you're doing both, it's fucking terrible.
My old boss at the card shop, he got into like back before it was before the real estate crash, and he realized like he had worked. I'm not going to tell his whole story, but he was very successful. He retired, and because he was like, I saw an opportunity, he was like, yeah, all I had to do was sign a paper, and I got an apartment building. And so he like just accrued a bunch of shithole fucking places, and like I mean, just ruined him.
This was before 08, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't really
Yeah.
even 08 that killed him. It was just all of his places were shitholes, and he just couldn't get people to fucking pay the rent. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
it just fell apart. And then I think 08 definitely didn't help him, but it was also just he just couldn't deal with like the managing. Because I mean, I know the guy. He doesn't know how to fix stuff. Like, I feel like if you're gonna get into that, you need to know how to be. You need to be your own handyman.
Yes.
If you're gonna be,
For the most within reason.
within reason.
right.
Yeah, like
exactly.
like the guy's like I am. Like he fucking, just useless. So with a hammer.
Yeah, when it comes to HVAC and hot water heaters and shit, you got to outsource that. But you need to be able to do your own sink drain and your
Yeah.
own like relighting the pilot lights and like the fucking lock and key shit. And like
Yep.
if you could do all your own of the low level stuff for sure. it helps.
Exactly. I mean, you got to be painting your own walls white.
Yep. Exactly.
I used to
Take,
work for
take a day to fucking paint a place.
my college landlord. I used to work for him when I was in high school. Actually, he became my landlord when I was in school. And I would do like his every summer when they'd move out, and we would just paint everything white on the walls and all the floors. We painted them brown. And that was, that was the
Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw it was going around online. Did you see the revamp of the Home Alone house? It happened about a year or two ago, but like this time of year, it usually makes the rounds on Twitter.
I think I saw something. Is it like $4 million or something?
$5 million for the old Home Alone house. They painted the whole fucking thing white. The whole house. Like it's just white. Like the cabinets are fucking white.
Oh, like the
Everything's
inside
white.
even?
Yes, everything. It's
That's
fucking
bizarre.
crazy. I'll send you the link if everyone's
Is
not
it a
looked at
$5
that.
million house like on its own
Yes.
merit, or is it a $5
Yes,
million?
it's
Okay,
it's a
'cause
it's a gorgeous house. It's got its own
I
basketball court.
and it's in Chicago, right? Like, is it in
Yeah,
like a really nice neighborhood in Chicago?
it
I
is.
assume.
It's in North Chicago. It's really nice, like
Yeah.
north part of the city.
I just don't know what real estate like is like there, so I have no
It's
idea.
got a mass. It's got like a 6 car garage. It's got its own
Oh
basketball
wow.
court. It's a fucking big ass house. It's got a lot of so it's gorgeous. So
So it's
some
5 million even if it's not the Home Alone house.
yes, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's got a little maybe a little bit of a premium for being a Home Alone house. It's easily a $3 or $4 million house, and call it the 20% Home Alone premium. But they remodeled it great, and it would be beautiful. The whole fucking thing is white. There's no character to this house at
All right,
all. It
I'll pull
used
it
to
up.
be beautiful. It's crazy.
Home
Yeah, you
Alone.
need to
Yeah,
show these pictures. It's terrible. They put dark floor, and every fucking room is white. It's unbelievable.
I'm hoping the U.S. Hold on before I. Oh damn! Built in 1921.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, here we go. All right.
and the guy's like a Wisconsin fan. I don't think it's Big Cat, but he's got like the fucking Wisconsin logo on his basketball floor. Like fucking.
Don't think it's Big Cat.
Maybe Big Cat. I mean, after his bet that he won, maybe Big Cat could buy it.
Hold on a second. I got a burp.
Do it.
By the way, it's something I've said to my employees multiple times is please don't burp.
You
The when
you have.
yeah, like, and it's not even like it's multiple of them, and I'll be like, hey, dude, I get it. Every once in a while, you gotta burp, but like 3 or 4 times a day, you're just like going, bleh, and it's fucking disgusting. Stop doing it.
After you like crush a monster in a Mountain Dew, dude, you gotta get the belch out.
But yeah, no, there's ladies there.
So, anyways,
There it
there's a
is.
couple.
Basketball. It is all
Yeah,
white.
dude. So a couple of the areas, okay, the main area where it's like black, like that first picture, okay, it looks good. But every fucking room they just did straight white. It's
I see they
unbelievable.
got brown cabinets, or not cabinets, but the island and whatever is brown.
Yeah, and dark floors, but
Right.
the whole house is white. It's unbelievable. It's like an 8 bedroom house or something. What are you doing?
So
There's
movie theater.
no, yeah, with the Home Alone thing, it's funny. But
Oh, here we can watch this. Oh,
the house used to have amazing character. Yeah. Dude, how do you keep this house clean?
yeah.
That's pretty dope with the indoor basement basketball.
How fucking deep is that basement?
It's deep, dude. That's like a 3 layer man cave. That's pretty
It
sweet.
looked like it looked like there's like a 3-story fucking basement there.
Yeah.
But wow, all right.
Yeah, but anyways, so it's got some sweet features, but I've never seen a house that big.
I
where
would if I
every
had the money, I
fucking
would
room is
never
straight
want to
white.
live in a house like that.
What are you doing?
I don't like open floor plans. Is that a crazy statement? Like I'd rather have just like regular rooms. I don't know. I'd rather have a separate room for my kitchen and a separate room for my dining room. I don't know. I'm everything when they say like open floor plans, it's like it seems like it's just very like McMansion looking.
I like the big windows and like natural lighting and all that. I can get on board with that.
My folks live in an arts and crafts style house. I think that's kind of the style I like. I think
Okay.
I'd be happy to live in any sort of a house though. I'm not partial at
Yeah.
all. I'll even take a house with the wheels on it at this point.
I even like when I was out in Baltimore, I had a really beautiful row home, like with the old
I
school
love
wood floors
those.
from like the 1900s, right? And it was all radiant heating and shit. Like I love the old school. Yeah, like anything with character, basically. I just think they took a beautiful house, and that house has no character now. It's fucking
No,
stupid.
yeah, that's kind of what even when like they're making fun of the '90s, like McAllister Kitchen, like that's it seemed like a home.
Yeah,
So I
they
didn't
had the high
expect us
end
to get into this.
wallpaper. Like wallpaper's out, but it was at least it was high end. Like
Danny and Bill
anyway.
Recca reacted to my comment, where I said that he's a good guy. I think
Ugh.
Danny and Bill Recca, he's a good guy. I don't know if he's ever come on before, but he's a good guy. Um, so what's going on with WVU right now in the transfer window?
Standard
Anything
horse
like?
trading. Standard horse trading right now. I think Rich Rod got a good corner. Actually, he picked up a really good corner the other day.
Did you see we got your offensive coordinator?
Yeah, Gibson there.
Gibson picked up. Oh
Tony
no,
Gibson, or
he
no, the
picked
D
up.
coordinator. Yeah,
He
yeah.
no, he picked up his offense. I can't remember the guy's fucking name right now.
Okay.
We hired. It was Rich Rod's offensive coordinator, like Rod Smith.
Okay.
We got Rod Smith.
I don't
He
know.
won.
So to answer your question, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But basically, obviously, all of Neil Brown's guys are transferring out, and he's getting his own guys. So they're reshuffling everything. So nobody's happy, but they just got a new corner in there. So with the
That's kind of
NIL
what's going.
now,
Yeah,
yeah, you just let them go and you fucking pay a whole new round of your guys,
that's
basically.
kind of
Like,
what's going on here too. Like all the huff, like a lot of guys are staying too. Like they talk about all the guys are leaving. There are a lot of guys leaving too. I think we've lost like 30 guys almost, but and probably 15 to 20 of them have gone to Southern Miss with Huff. But like
okay,
Gibson's picked up probably, Gibson's picking up guys from NC State, and
is
it,
that where Huff went with Southern Miss?
yeah, well, yeah,
How is
yeah. I
that better
mean,
than Marshall? It's like the
it's
same
not
fucking
better. No,
job.
we chose not to resign him.
Yeah, okay.
If you got a leg, if you got your foot's got cancer, and like the only way you can, you're not gonna let your foot infect the rest of your body. You know what I mean? You're gonna cut the
He
foot
must.
off.
He really was an asshole then. What is
He
it?
was a
This
piece of
nobody wanted to
shit.
work with him.
The
Yeah.
whole fucking he was a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. You can see what's going on right now. And then we got let me pull up a tweet real quick.
Okay.
I don't like to tweet at kid like they're kids. I get it. Like I mean they're not
Yeah.
kids. They're adults.
No, they're kind of kid, dude. I had my head up my ass when I was 20, 21. Like even
Yeah.
right, even if you're upperclassman, you got your head up your ass.
Let me pull up this tweet right here. Oops, hang on. This is from Braylon Brown, who he spent 2 years at Marshall. He started out at Ole Miss, didn't work out there. He transferred to Marshall. Spent a couple years with us. Let me go ahead and close that chat. Oops, sorry. Just think with me for a second. Imagine spending 11 months of hard grinding with little to no resources. That's a fucking lie. And it pisses me off. Marshall has more
Yeah.
resources than Southern Miss. We have a beautiful indoor practice facility. We actually have a better practice facility than you guys do. Ours is a full field.
Okay. I
Fighting
believe
through all
that. Yeah,
types of
like so a
adversity.
full field house. Yeah.
Yeah, all year long as a team to win a championship and come back to one person waiting on you with no parade, celebration, and paper awards. First of all, the coach fucking left. Like a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of guys never came back on campus.
Yeah.
So, but that
Well,
fucking pisses me off. And then
they fucking abstained from the bowl game by choice too. So I mean,
yeah,
like,
like we had
what did you
guys like
want?
my fucking Mike Green's gonna be probably a first or second round draft pick. He wanted to play in that goddamn bowl game. He said I want to play in that bowl game. And we've had guys here. I pull up another. We got guys that appreciate the fucking program.
I'm
So like
sure, but yeah, like, what did you want? A heroes parade that you
I
didn't
just
play in the
just
bowl
tweeted
game?
at him. This is kind of crazy coming from a guy who had 15 catches last year.
Yeah, that's seriously true. Yeah.
And he responded to me and he's like, I just want to feel appreciated or whatever. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, you are appreciated. Like, and people are responding, guys are like, dude, I spent a lot of money and took a lot of time off work to like travel to games, watch
Yeah.
Marshall play and stuff. Marshall travels almost better than anyone else in the conference, basically.
Dude, if they had played West Virginia, we would have taken time off of work and spent like $1,000 or more, to a couple grand to go fucking see them. Like, exactly. I'm with people that say that. What happened, dude? You decided not to play in a bowl game and you got paid NIL money for
Yeah,
a and
enjoy.
you were second string like all year. Like, what are you bitching about?
Here we go. Carry on, Martin. I'm back. That's all I want. That's
Yeah,
a fucking gamer right there.
that's a
So
win.
Tony Gibson's going to be a great coach for us. I'm really excited
I
about the
agree.
program. He's a
So
West Virginia guy. He wants to be here.
you guys are gonna run that fucking 3-3-5 stack defense now
We're
because
already
that's his
recruiting it.
baby. Yep, yep. The fucking
We're
which is
already somebody was
it's
already
some
one
yeah
of our guys was already putting together here we go. There's a 3-3-3-5.
yeah, dude. Which it's not a terrible. It's kind of interesting, like I said, or they call it the bandit defense or whatever. Like you basically have that guy who's like a hybrid linebacker safety who's fast as shit, flying all over the place. So you could come, do the run support or play deep, and it's not terrible. The only problem is with those three down linemen, you need to find like a fucking Vita Vea defensive tackle or
So
something.
we've
A guy that can plug up two guys because
picked up 2 defensive
yeah,
linemen that are over 300 pounds in the last couple days.
beautiful. Yeah, because so that was the problem on some years with us where if you don't have that Vita Vea defensive tackle in the middle on the 3-3-5,
Yeah.
you play a OU that has like 5 fucking all-American linemen and they dominate you up front. Like they're just opening holes for the run game and you cannot do anything about it. So you got to have guys that are dog enough to actually still stop the run.
And we're also playing at a lower level, which helps, to be honest with you.
Right. You're not going to face fucking OU and Ohio State linemen. Right. Exactly. So it's a little easier.
We have a fairly tough opening schedule next year, I believe. Let me check that real quick.
Like, Georgia, Alabama, the guys
Oh,
that
that's who
got
we
just
play. Yeah, we start the fucking season at Georgia.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's not good.
but okay, so it's not too.
That's
It's not
not
too
good, dude.
tough. That's his first game's Georgia. I'm not worried about that. Though. That's fine.
Welcome to Marshall, Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. That's next year. So,
Between
but
the
otherwise,
hedges.
those
Yeah.
other 3 though, those should all
Yeah.
3 be wins. So, but yeah, at Georgia, fucking August. Fuck that. I will not be there. I can go ahead and announce that.
Well, look at that. I mean, if you and I are linemen on Marshall, we start out week 1 getting our face kicked in at Georgia. How easy is it playing Missouri State the next week? I mean, you'll roll. Like everything's easy.
And then
after
Eastern
that.
Kentucky, who's 1AA.
Yeah.
They're actually an old rival of ours. Richmond, Kentucky, I believe they're from. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
I'm just curious who you guys got.
Shit, I don't even know. I just know that.
Are you starting with or Georgia? You got okay. I saw Athens, but you got the Ohio Athens. You only got 3. Oh, that's right.
Robert
You guys only
Morris?
play Robert Morris. Yeah.
So our first
Ohio.
real game is the backyard brawl. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. You're at Ohio.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean,
Hit
that's a
at
shit
home,
little-
thank God. So how actually that's kind of fucking poetic. That Rich Rod's first true home game is fucking Pitt after 13-9 ended his life.
That's true. I
That's
still
kind of
can't fucking
interesting,
believe that. I can't believe he's
right?
back.
I can't either, dude. I really can't.
A lot of people I don't know. I remember it vividly. The whole
You and me both, dude. Shit.
Were you in
Go
school
ahead,
at that
sorry.
time?
Oh yeah, no, I was just out of school, so I would have been a senior that year, and I just left school to get in the Air Force.
So yeah, I mean, even in Huntington, where it's a lot more muted in Huntington with the WVU stuff, but there's still a little bit of it. But I remember being at the mall and just seeing all the fucking just fuck Rich Rod shit. Not that, but basically.
Yeah.
So it's incredible. And then they've sued each other. It's amazing
Yes.
that there was lawsuits.
Yes. It went all the way to like the state governor.
It's amazing to me.
It really is. So you told me, you were like, dude, they're talking like Rich Rod. I'm like, I don't believe this shit. Like, I don't think they're real. Like, I thought he had still burnt that bridge. Like,
I thought we might grab him, but no.
Yeah.
There's you guys are paying him crazy money too. He's getting like I want to say like I mean it's insane how much money he's getting, but you know you're playing in a big time conference, you can make that. So
Dude, you know, if he brings back that fucking spread attack, it's all worth it. Like,
I want to see that
he
spread option.
he can
He doesn't
coach.
run that at Jacksonville State though. He didn't run that.
We need the new Pat White.
I don't think it's Pat White. I think you need the fullback.
Oh, we definitely need an Owen Schmidt. We
I
definitely
think
need
that's the
that.
key to that offense. But I don't get why people don't run that offense. I want to see that offense.
Oh shit! Sorry, hold on.
Oh, you're good.
You still there? Am I still there? Even?
Yeah, you're good. You've been here the whole time.
Phone's dying.
It's
Yeah.
dying.
No, I mean, I gotta give me like a minute or two, and I'll be back.
Oh, you're good, buddy.
I'm gonna duck out for a minute, and I'll be right back.
While you're gone, I'll show everybody. I got an iPad, so that's cool.
Let's go.
Yep. This picture that is on my screen on my iPad is this picture Gandalf there on right here, and that's Conan. Then this is Drizzt, Dro Erden from Neverwinter Nights, basically. And then that's Elric Melniboné there at the end, and I think that's King Arthur there at the far side there. So a lot of fantasy heroes there. Yeah, I got an iPad, so that's cool. It was something actually we originally got from my dad. He didn't like it because he's old, couldn't figure it out. So he was like, "Here, Merry Christmas. Here's an iPad." And I was like, "That's pretty cool." So I've been reading comics on it. That's been fun. It's got like coffee stains on it on the cover. Can't see them. That's fine though. You know, I can move past that. I could always get a cloth and wipe the coffee stains off of it. I've never been a coffee drinker myself, to be honest with you, by the way. Really appreciate Chad coming on, by the way. Chad's a great guy. Great discussion. I don't know who's in YouTube, but I appreciate you being in YouTube. I don't know if it's Don the Jeweler, somebody, but appreciate it. You're the man. Yeah, Chad's fixing his phone, I guess. I think his phone's dying. The Fireside Chat is on right now. It's got 36 viewers. I was going to link our YouTube one more time. Oops. But yeah, so Chad will be back in a minute. Just kind of recap what we've gone over so far today. We've talked about women getting pregnant to avoid military service. We've talked about the Home Alone house and how the interior was really butchered. We've talked about Marshall and WVU football. Oh, I got to ask him about I keep forgetting the name of the company. It's not Micro Center, but the guy with all the fucking Bitcoin. I think he's wanting to fucking issue like 10 billion or 10 million shares, I believe. Maybe 10, I don't know. A lot of shares. So I'm curious about that. I should probably buy some of those shares if they end up doing that. Because that way you can buy Bitcoin technically, but you're not paying fees. You know what I mean? Like you're owning stock that owns Bitcoin. Because that stock, that company owns 2% of all the Bitcoin that's ever going to be made. So that's food for thought. While we're waiting for Chad, I guess I can pull up the iPad real quick. Go over some of the stuff I've been reading. Let's see. So as you can see here, I finished The Sheriff of Babylon. That was a great miniseries, or not miniseries, great comic series, 12 issues. Iraq War, kind of a, I don't know, mystery sort of. Finished Quorum last night, Volume 1. I'm going to start Quorum Volume 2. I've got The Warlord of Mars, Volume 1 from Image Comics from like 2010 to 2016, I think they did those. I don't know. 2010s for sure. I'm about halfway through issues 1 through 9 of that one. I think there's over 100 issues of that one. Then I picked up Pierce Brosnan's Red Rising, Son of Ares, Volume 1. It's like a prequel to the Red Rising series. Thought that'd be interesting. So, I don't know if any of you've read Red Rising. But it's kind of like The Hunger Games, the first book at least. It gets a lot different after that. But it's like The Hunger Games if it was good. Like they're like these super race of humans called the Golds, and like to like train their people, they put them in the school. And like the first, like there's like, let's say there's 300 of them. The first task is they have to kill. Like they put them in a room with another one and with like a knife, and they're like, hey, you gotta, tryouts. So, and then like, so they reduce it by half, like right there. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Then it ends up being like a medieval thing. Like they all have a castle, and there's like the House of Mars and the House of Ares, and it's all based on Greek mythology. And they kind of go to war, and they can totally kill each other. Let's see. Changed by Blind Melon. That's a good song. Snow by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Push by Matchbox 20. Far Behind by Candlebox. Voodoo by Godsmack. Santeria by Sublime. Bleh. Don't Forget Me by Imagine Dragons. Bleh. Goodbye, Russ. Ballad of Curtis Lowe by Leonard Skinner. Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. Killer Queen. Bad Company, Struggle Jennings. These Days, Foo Fighters. Radio, Yellow Wolf. Ugh. Need a Favor, Jelly Roll. Ugh. Someone, Aaron Lewis. Ugh. Go Flex, Arlo McKinley. Ugh. Feels Like Summer, Childish Gambino. Ugh. What'd You Give? What You Give, Tesla. Ugh. Someone You Loved, Lewis Capaldi. Ugh. I don't understand why Trent never comes on anymore. It kind of hurts my feelings. Not gonna lie. Also, like, why does the Lingering with Luke get like anywhere near the attention that Meeting of the Minds gets? It's basically like I'm the best part of Meeting of the Minds. So I don't understand. Whatever. Oh, here we go. We'll do a slight intermission. I'll play a couple videos while we wait. Well, this is a good one. And we're back. What's up, Chad?
It reminded me of the True Romance. I know I'm pretty, but I ain't pretty as a couple of titties.
I have to go back and cut up some of that video, like when we
Yeah.
watched it, because that was a great fucking stream. That was probably
Incredible.
like the best stream I've ever done, and it
Yeah.
like nobody watched it. Like the total,
That's
like
sad because
the
we had
total
Mick
views.
on the mic. Yeah.
And Mick was hilarious too. Mick was great. Just great movie.
It made it better that he had genuinely never seen the movie as well. Mick Marks burning
Yes.
it up.
Exactly.
His questions were funny. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Mick's 2025. I think he's going to really take it. He had a good 24, a great 24. Some would say. Health
Yeah.
issues did impact his performance at times, but he finished the year strong, and I think I'm looking forward to a healthy and aggressive Mick.
They should have given him a Pulitzer for breaking the Soto story.
And people give him shit about like that. Like he made that up. That's not true. That was a done deal. I can confirm that.
Yeah.
The Mets after they saw Mick break it, they were kind of like, oh, maybe we should look into this more. Like we can afford that.
He moved markets, dude.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Did you see Juan Soto fucking fouling out in softball the other day?
No. What?
Let me see if I can find that. I have. By the way, it's probably not Juan Soto. No, it's definitely Juan Soto. It looks like Juan Soto.
It might be my uncle, but it also could be Juan Soto.
Oh God, it's loud. Hang on.
Sorry, that's me.
What? No, it wasn't you. It was me.
Oh, the video,
Yeah,
the
it's
audio
really
on the video.
loud. Hang on. I think it's real.
Sorry, let's get it.
Yeah, that's Soto.
Looks like him. Jammed him.
That's
Yeah.
him. Yeah, that's
Jammed
tough.
him. Yeah, that sure
That's
looks
tough.
like him. I mean, he's still gonna make like a fucking $1 billion playing baseball. So jokes on them.
That's tough.
Can't
I
win
think
them
the
all.
Mets made a terrible
Yeah, it's tough.
decision. The guy's never gonna hit over 220 again.
He's gonna be. I mean, I think for the next 5 to 10 years, they made a great decision. Then he's gonna be the next Bobby Bonilla. Like they're gonna have to annuitize his contract like for fucking forever. Like they've done this before. We're gonna re-explore this. But all right.
So like I don't know if you kind of take a trip in time back with me about 5 years to 2019, 2020. We had Soto,
Okay.
we had Acuna, Bellinger was big at the time. Yelich was big.
Christian Yelich, actually, Brew Crew.
Who else was big at that time?
Is he even in the
I have
league
no idea,
anymore?
dude.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think who else
I
was
mean,
from that, especially 2018. It was Soto, Acuna. Who's the other one? Oh, Torres. Gleyber Torres was big at the beginning. I'm missing somebody, like I don't know, but anyway, I always thought Soto was like the guy to have of all those guys from the time, and I'll still stand by that. Yelich is still with the Brewers. Oh, he's a lot older than I think he is. I shouldn't have said Yelich. Yelich doesn't belong with those other guys. He was hot. He was really hot at the time, and he's not anymore. But
sure.
Dude, it's crazy. Like 2019, he had a 7.0 WAR. 2018, he had a 7.3 WAR. Since then, his highest, or since then, 0.5, 1.3, 2.5, 3.6, 2.2.
This is Yelich?
Yeah, just like hit a cliff in 2019.
Yeah, he fell off hard. So he had two good years, and then he might have got injured or something. I don't know. I haven't followed it too close. It's pretty big. I didn't tell you about this this smoking hot NBA take yet either.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the NBA's dying.
We don't
No,
have
no,
to,
let's
but I
do
mean,
it.
we can. It's actually pretty fucking interesting. Well, first of all, I'm basically going to summarize. Shout out Nick Wright, actually. I went down the rabbit hole. Nick Wright has actually turned me on to this, and I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and I think he's absolutely correct, actually. And basically, the NBA is dying. The ratings are terrible.
Oh yeah.
We all remember. We remember the Halcyon days in the '90s with Jordan and the Knicks and fucking you name it. Like the NBA was awesome. The Rockets, you had the Suns and Barkley, bully ball. Anyways, what's happened is pretty interesting. So first of all, the Daryl Morey type analytics people have taken over, and they've actually ruined the game. So correctly so, all the stat nerds and the analytics guys have a 3-pointer versus a 2-pointer is a fucking 50% premium to a 2-pointer, right? So he's absolutely correct. So what's Mini Dan say? I can't see the
I'll tell you.
comment there.
Don't worry about it. If I like where you're
Anyways,
going, but if you want to tell him real quick, did you have any bets for Monday
yeah.
Night Football?
Oh, I didn't take. I think I was on the Jaden Reed anytime touchdown. If he has it, he almost got in a minute ago. I just saw, and then he.
Sorry.
But, sorry, dude. Anyways, so the stat nerds, the Daryl Moreys of the world, and the Moneyball guys have figured out correctly so that obviously 3-point versus 2-point is a 50% premium. So the advanced analytics say jack up threes. So now everybody's jacking up 40, 50, 60 threes a game. Like it's insane, right? So, and I guess Nick Wright was properly on this that like the reason that we used to watch the NBA is to see these guys like soaring through the air and dunking and doing these amazing athletic feats. Because when we see guys shoot 53 pointers, we go, well, fuck, I got hot at the gym the other day and I hit a bunch of 3-pointers. Like there's nothing special about that, if you will. Like when Steph Curry heats up, it's different. But most guys, okay, you hit a 3-ball, great, I can hit a 3-ball. It's not compelling basketball. And then if you counter in the contracts and then the fact that a lot of these guys get rest every other night now. So I know for exactly firsthand last year, we happened to see the Celtics game, which is great. My nephew wanted to see an NBA game here in Chicago, and we were looking at a couple different games. We were looking at the Timberwolves, we were looking at the Celtics game, and we were looking at the Warriors game. He wanted to see the Warriors game. He's a huge Steph Curry fan. It was $400 a ticket to see the Warriors, and I was like, I'm not paying that. So we end up going, and I got decent seats for a Celtics game for like $175 a
It's
ticket.
still really expensive.
Yeah, 2 seats at 175 plus the fees. I'm in for $500, but they wanted $400 a ticket for Steph Curry. So you pay that for an NBA game, and you find out like Steph Curry's not going to play tonight because they sit out every other fucking game now. So people don't want to pay the money because they're sitting out. The ball's not compelling because they're jacking up a million threes and they're not dunking and slashing and playing good defense. Nobody plays defense. So it's killing the league. So, anyways, to wrap this up, Nick Wright has been all over this. I advise anybody to check out kind of some of his rants on it. So, to fix the league, which they'll never do, they would actually have to make a regular basket worth 3 and a 3-pointer worth 4, because then you only have a 25% premium
I
for a
see.
3-pointer. So then it makes more sense for everybody to be dunking and layups again and go back to the way it used to be. But the way it is now, the stat nerds basically have made it a 3-point shooting league, and it's fascinating. I think that's they're never going to change it like that.
I've
But
heard
they want to.
basketball as a game itself, like even not even taking into account like the 3-pointers, like basketball from it's the inception of the game till now is like a
Yeah.
language.
Well, there used to not be a
Right.
3-pointer.
But even
Right.
with all those changes, basketball is a game like a language that only has about 8,000 words. The baseball and
Okay.
football are languages with like English and French with 60,000, 80,000 words. English actually has way more than that, but most regular languages have between 60 and 100,000 words generally.
I'll buy that.
And then there's other languages like I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, my point
To
is
your point,
basketball is like kind of a
I'll,
fundamentally broken game, I think.
I agree. So to your point that you were just making, like I've told that to a couple people before. They're like, I'm really only into football nowadays. Like I've been diehard football since I was a kid, and I watch all the NFL games. I used to be a college guy. Now I'm basically almost strictly NFL. But they say why, and I was like, I learned to appreciate the game that it's literally chess with grown men. Like it's fucking you're using human beings as chess pieces. It's actually fascinating if you really think about it. But you're right. In basketball, if you have the best player, just let that dude go 1-on-3 like Harden would just draw a foul every fucking play. And like it's
It's
not
always been
compelling.
that
It's
way.
not.
And it doesn't matter how many
Yeah,
points the baskets are worth. That's just basketball on its own. Not to say basketball isn't a great sport. I love basketball, like you were talking about the way that, like
sure.
when there's cutting, and I don't like watching guys.
That's why I
The
like
thing is,
college
like they
hoops.
always shoot like fucking 37% from the three and 42% from the three. I don't fucking care. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch guys stand around. And I'm also
100%.
sick of this is dumb, but like this started after the COVID year and the bubble and Disney and all that. Like, what's with the bench guys like being on the goddamn court basically? Like after like
You got to do the
it
like
drives me
three, like
nuts. Like
yeah,
I just want
the
like yeah, like I want like the old school, not even old school. Like I want like 2004 back.
yeah. No, you got to have the bench hype guys for sure.
It's
Like,
just annoying. I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm not. I've
no,
never
it's
been a huge
so I
basketball
thought
guy
that was
anyway. But
actually I agree with you, and that's also why you know me. I'm a college hoops guy. I still watch all the West Virginia games. So if I have two things I watch college hoops, West Virginia, and I watch NFL football, and that's really my two kind of mainstays. And because and that was why I was a Huggins guy. Like he literally made Press Virginia when they were a shitty basketball team and they just out hustled everybody and rebounded and grit and like you can still do that in college. You can still make the kids play D and hustle and all that, and you still have the cutting and if you suck, you're on the bench. Um, there's none of that in the NBA. The NBA is
we got
just
guys like Julius
a
Randle.
show. Yeah,
Julius Randle's
it's
the
just
biggest fucking
they don't play
joke.
D.
The guy doesn't play defense. How can
Yeah,
the fuck can you be
so
like how the fuck does that guy just not play defense? He just doesn't play defense.
there's a lot of them. Half the league
Julius
doesn't play
Randle, I don't feel
defense,
like
right?
like kind of calling him out. I don't think he's good enough to not play defense. Like I kind of get like I would
Well,
like Luca better if he played defense. I would like whoever better if they played defense. But I get guys like Luca who don't play
yeah.
defense.
Well, that was
Julius Randle has to play
Patrick
fucking
Beverly.
defense.
Shout out Patrick Beverly, but he made a whole fucking career about the fact that he was the only guy hustling playing defense in a league that didn't hustle play defense.
Well,
He
because
had
on
almost
paper
no
Patrick
offensive
Beverly's
skill,
not an
but
NBA
he
guy.
was the fucking hustle defense dude.
He had to
Right.
work his way there. He got a shot. He fucking took it.
You need a guy like that.
And I actually think
Yeah,
my dude
you
Tavion
need a guy
Kinsey,
like that.
if he ever gets a shot at the fucking NBA level, he fucking posters guys all the time at the in the G League, playing for the
Is he
yeah
still
yeah with the
playing G
Utah
League?
affiliate. He's really good. I mean, he's
I
doing
love
good. He'll
that.
get a shot, but he's only like 6'4", but like he fucking posters guys. I don't know if he could do that in the NBA. I'm sure he can, but I
That's
mean,
what.
the difference can't be. I gotta go pee real quick. I'm so sorry. All right.
Go for it. Do it. But yeah, that's the difference to anybody who's still watching. The NBA needs to get back to that. Like guys dunking the ball, guys being physical. There's no great centers like the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Shaquille O'Neals of the world. They're not all the big guys are out at the 3 point line, except for maybe Jokic sometimes, but even he shoots threes. But um, they want big guys with guard skills that pass and cut and shoot threes. Like, but there's no on the block bully ball, that kind of. There's very little Charles Oakleys of the world anymore. I was a Knicks guy growing up. I loved Charles Oakley. He was the shit. Like Dale Davis, remember Dale Davis and Antonio Davis were both. I was just talking to the crowd here. I was just saying, like, that there's no good true centers anymore down on the block. You know, all the centers shoot threes now. There's no bully ball guys like the Charles Oakley and the Antonio Davis and the Dale Davises of the world. Like that's what the NBA needs is bring back the tough guys and the 2 pointers and
I did
nobody
think
wants it. They're all
Zion
just
was gonna kind of help with that,
shooting
but he
threes.
just doesn't like. I
He's
fucking
fat
hate
and
Zion,
lazy. Yeah.
and I'm sure like everybody does at this
He got
point.
paid. He got paid and got fat as shit and
He
just
like,
doesn't care.
and he's got like I don't know. People were roasting him when he did that new tattoo video or whatever.
I didn't
He
see
got
it.
some dumb fucking tattoo and he's fat as fuck. Like, and people were just like, I don't know. He thought it felt like he
Anyway.
thought people were gonna be psyched for his tattoo, and everybody was just like, "No, you're a fat loser." Like, I fucking hate you. But because he's fun to watch when he plays, dude. Like, I love that shit. Like, I remember when he would play like for a little bit in 19 and or not 19, and well, yeah, 19, but in 20 and 21, like, and it would be he would score like a point a minute basically, and it would just be him just driving at the hoop. I love watching that. But did you
I
see
do too. I do
what's the
too.
name of
Anyway,
the big?
so
Oh,
you keep
I
going.
want to go. I want to talk about the Bitcoin company again.
Do it.
It's
Yeah.
not Micro Center, MicroStrategy.
MicroStrategy.
That guy wants to issue like 10 million shares
He just bought. So I actually just was I after our conversation the other day. So his average price now is like $61,000. By the way,
per Bitcoin.
and he owns like you said.
What's it worth
Yeah,
right
per
now?
Bitcoin. That's his average cost.
What's it worth right
Sorry.
now?
It was like it's hovering around 100 grand. It hit like 106 grand. It's been slightly below 100, but let's call it just 100 grand. I don't know what it is this second, but 100 grand, let's say. His basis was around 21,000 before, and then he just did 2 or 3 rounds. He just bought another round yesterday at like within the last week at like $106,000 a coin. But like I said, we were talking about, he owns almost 500,000 fucking Bitcoin now, right? So
I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, you're
He
good. I
owns
was
like
just
2%
saying.
of
So
all the Bitcoin
he
that
ju-
will ever exist.
he owns almost 500,000 Bitcoin now,
Yeah.
right? And so his average cost is maybe like 61 grand. But I don't think he's going to get carried out. So like I said, I was telling you that it's different now because BlackRock with the IBIT ETF. Okay, so you can buy your Bitcoin from BlackRock, and now they're selling futures on that or options contracts on the IBIT. So that's the reason Grayscale's been struggling. Grayscale had a huge premium. They used to be the only Bitcoin trust. And then fucking BlackRock came in with like, let's say Grayscale's premium was 5%. BlackRock's premium's like 0.75%. You know, like, so they undercut the shit out of Grayscale. So everybody left Grayscale. And if you want to buy just ETF Bitcoin, the proxy, you probably just buy BlackRock IBIT. But Saylor, what he's doing with MicroStrategy is he's selling commercial paper. So a lot of the and basically corporate bonds. And a lot of the funds that have special rules where they can't buy Bitcoin directly or they can't buy a certain ETF or a crypto or instrument because it doesn't have a big enough market cap or there's not enough daily volume traded or whatever, but they can buy corporate paper. So they're buying debt notes from MicroStrategy, and he's turning around and buying actual physical coins with them. So they're getting levered Bitcoin exposure by just buying corporate debt from Saylor. So that's basically what he's
like,
doing.
I mean,
so,
if
yeah.
I wanted to get Bitcoin and I could buy that company and I don't have to pay transaction fees on Bitcoin.
Correct. You actually don't own.
I don't
any
give
Bitcoin.
a fuck
You don't
about
have
that.
to
I'm
deal
fine
with
with
the,
that too, by the way.
because Bitcoin actually is classified as commodity. So same thing, exactly. Some funds maybe they can own equities, but not commodities. So they can't own Bitcoin outright, but I can own MicroStrategy, the stock, and it's it's a workaround basically. I can own MicroStrategies, and so I don't own a commodity. I own a stock, and that suffices my
I
rules.
wonder if
So yeah, he's basically
I
taking
would
advantage
love
of
to
that.
talk to somebody who works for the business intelligence, like what they actually did before like the Bitcoin thing got huge. Because I guarantee you, I'm sure they're still doing that. I mean, that's cash flow. You know what I mean?
I dealt a little bit with business
I think that's
intelligence
what
a
their
couple years
business
ago.
was before they were like known for like this whole Bitcoin thing, though, right? That's what I mean.
Sure.
So like whoever like the guy is that like works on that, like I'd love to, and like like then they like got all these Bitcoin guys now, and it's like yeah, fuck them, dude. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like I keep this
Yeah.
thing running, and like I'm sure they still do it because it's cash flow and they've got contracts with the government and whatever. And
Some of them, yeah, but you're right. They're not really there for the
yeah,
software
like they're
business
kind of like
anymore,
just
are
like
they? That's like the dying
yeah,
end of
it's
the
just like they're
business.
completely
Yeah,
irrelevant almost. But like there's no reason to get rid of them.
yeah,
I guess you could sell them off at some
yeah.
point if you wanted to.
You guys keep the lights on,
Yeah,
but we're
honestly,
really
like
just a
that's what I
Bitcoin
because I don't want to
trust.
sell
Yeah,
Bitcoin to pay the bills. I
yeah,
can have these guys like keep doing what they're
yeah.
doing and they pay the bills.
Right,
It's like
right.
if I like you own a bunch of Bitcoin, it's like I'm actually gonna also open like a local hot dog stand because I need some fucking cash.
So the thing about Bitcoin too, which is crazy, like back in the day. So again, it's gonna get changed. It's been bastardized. All this, okay. So all the Bitcoin maxis take it easy out there. But basically, if you in a perfect world, you could have like back when it first started, there was some landlords and some sharp people that were like, I'll take Bitcoin for rent for like an apartment or whatever, or you could pay
If
me in
my
Bitcoin.
bookie, if my bookie
Technically,
when I was in
go
college,
ahead.
2012, if
Yeah.
that guy kept like I remember gambling, we would like my roommates and I would buy Bitcoin. That's how we could gamble illegally, and we would be like nobody could catch us. And I remember betting like 5 to
Correct.
10 to 20 Bitcoin on shit.
That's unbelievable, right? Like now you're like, the
I'm
fuck
poor
was
as
I
fuck.
thinking?
It's
Right.
2025.
Right. No, you're right. But so that's where I was getting at with is in a perfect world, if you accept Bitcoin for a transaction for a good or service, and you never change the Bitcoin out, and you then spend the Bitcoin and you stay in Bitcoin, there's really technically there's no
Right.
tax because the tax occurs when you change it for another currency. When the you get taxed on the on and off ramps when you're converting it to US
But that's
dollars,
also
when
the
you
weird thing
convert it to
about Bitcoin.
Tether, when
It's
you
not
convert it
really
to
like I don't want to use it as a currency.
right. Right. But if you had accepted if you ran a business, your card business, and you only
Oh, that'd
accepted
be fun.
Bitcoin and you kept it in Bitcoin and vaulted it and never converted it, you don't have to pay tax on
Right.
shit, and you're getting all that appreciation because like the taxing event is when you convert to
I
another
see what you're
currency from
saying now.
Bitcoin.
You're talking about the tax.
In a perfect so that's Bitcoin utopia, we would have
But in
all
reality,
transacted
like
in Bitcoin and you
I
left.
guess what the thing about Bitcoin is it's more like a fucking diamond or gold than it is like an actual like I don't want to spend Bitcoin. I would rather borrow
Sure.
on my Bitcoin and spend cash. You know what I mean? Because my Bitcoin's going to appreciate a lot more than the interest rate generally.
Right. That's exactly what Sailor will do, by the way. He will never sell Bitcoin. He'd be like, I have all this Bitcoin as
Yeah,
collateral. Let me get an equity line of credit against this. It's just
right.
like your house. Like I'm gonna borrow against my collateral. I'm not gonna liquidate the actual
But and
collateral.
also with there only ever being
Absolutely.
21 million Bitcoin, it just I don't know, it just makes it kind of hard to make it a currency because it's like I guess with everything being digital, it doesn't matter, but it's always like no one's gonna ever know. Like we're always gonna have to know how much it's worth in dollars because no one's gonna ever know what 0.00003% of a Bitcoin is worth. Do you know what I mean? Because there's not enough of Bitcoin for it to be like things aren't a dollar. Things aren't one Bitcoin. They're like if you want to buy pizza, it's gonna
Right.
be like a tenth of a percent of a Bitcoin or whatever. You know what I mean?
A Satoshi, right? They call it
Right.
Satoshi, right?
So
It goes to like what,
you
eight
have to like
decimals or whatever, right?
like do like maybe you're talking about what probably already exists. I remember that now, but you got to like almost redo like a smaller like you know what I mean, like a smaller numerical value, so people can make it like
Sure.
cash, because cash and everything. It's like 5 pieces of gold, 5 pieces of silver, $5. You know what I mean?
By the way, let's pull it. Let's have a good laugh. There's a minute clip. Tim Dillon. Did you ever see the Tim Dillon Bitcoin video? Now this is years ago. It was so
No, but
perfect.
I'll
We
get
gotta
it.
find this shit. I don't know if you can Google it. Yeah, the Tim Dillon, like, it was a trailer that he is a fake trailer he made for Bitcoin.
I got the wallet.
Movie is fucking
Okay.
yes, fantastic. Yeah, it's like 60
Yeah,
seconds,
I got
maybe.
this.
Yeah,
Hang on.
fucking hysterical. Mind you, this was like years ago. Yeah.
Not that long ago. Or maybe it is 2021.
Okay.
Tommy, I called you to talk about Dad and money. Dad owns 100 Bitcoins, and he's got them in a wallet on the internet.
The wallet's the internet. What the fuck are you talking about?
If we get the password, there's millions of dollars in there. Elon Musk started a new type of money.
Who is Elon Musk?
He was an astronaut, Tommy. Listen, Ma, Dad was into something here, and it's fucking big.
Is this the town?
He made like a fake movie trailer.
It's
for
like,
fucking
but he's
crypto.
like
This is
doing the
great.
town or something, isn't he?
Your
Yeah.
father was a fucking
Yeah, he's-
clown.
We just gotta get that password.
Why don't you try fucking Susan? That was his girlfriend's name.
That's not a bad idea.
So I thought it was Tracy.
Come on. We never had nothing growing up, but now we can have something. Christ! Fuck you fucking loser! What's the password? What's the fucking password? Tommy, the central banks are fucking us. They're all this fucking nuts. This is our only fucking chance. It would change our fucking lives, Tommy.
I have $17, Timmy.
That's not good.
Yeah, big fucking surprise there. Your father was a real class act.
It's gonna be okay, Tommy. It's gonna be okay.
We're trying to get the password.
Say something.
Yeah. Dude. That's. I really connected with the part where he goes, "I have $17." That's not
That's
good.
not good.
That's not good at all.
Right. That was like the first run up. Yeah. Fucking love Tim Dillon, but yeah.
So you talked to.
Elon Musk. He was an astronaut, Tommy.
I don't want to. You can tell me now if you don't want to talk about this. I'm curious. You talked to Jake? Is he good?
Yeah. I hope so. I think so.
Did
We
he
just
call
shot
you or something?
a couple texts. We texted yesterday a little bit.
Did he have it?
I don't know. He said he was gonna. First of all, he said he was bringing the 15-minute show to GVE, and then he asked if I would do another hit, and I was like, yeah, man. Like we were. He's an interesting fellow, as you know. Like, so
Well,
we talk stocks, we talk
he's
nonsense,
dead right
we
now.
talk.
Like his Twitter's deleted.
Shit, I didn't know
okay.
that. I
Like
hope
that
he's
whole
all right.
changes the whole thing. So he deleted his Twitter on I think Saturday night.
Oh shit.
So right now
He
he's
hit me
dead.
up, so-
Now to be fair, Jake dies and resurrects himself like constantly, dude. Like we're like averaging probably like 2 to 3 a month at this point. But
Okay. So I wasn't peeping his Twitter, but like he hit me up Sunday morning. So this would have been after he deleted this,
Yeah.
and he just said, "Hey, I'm not gonna."
you're actually probably one of the
worry
first
about the KF.
people he reached out to.
And he said Fax too. I think Fax was saying that, but yeah, he hit me up because we were gonna do a pod on Monday, and he just said, "I'm stepping away from the KMS shit for a bit or whatever." I didn't know he deleted his whole account. And I was like, "That's cool, dude." And he sounded good. I asked him if he was good. He said he was good, and told me to have a good Sunday. And we were bullshitting about NFL, and then I didn't talk to him since yesterday. So
Uh,
I think he's all
I hope
right. I
he's
hope
all
he's
right
all right.
too. I like Jake. Like I know Jake doesn't think I like him, and like Jake, like because I can't help but give him shit. It's just like
Oh, he's
he's
a
a
wild
wild
card.
card, and like he's constantly like kind of lashing out and stuff, so it's really easy to like kind of like, but
100%.
and then like, and I know how to push his buttons. His buttons are really easy to push, so it's fun. And then when you push his buttons, like he's kind of funny, like for the most part. So,
For sure. That
but I
that
don't know if you knew, like what happened
80%
was
of the time.
Robbie V's
Sorry, go ahead.
spaces on I think you've been in those before, right?
Mm.
I haven't been. I haven't
Once
done it
I
yet.
was on
I'll
one
have
of
to do
those.
it
Yeah.
sometime. But I guess the last time, so Jake was on there for a few hours and he got drunk and he kept interrupting people and kind of lashing
Mm.
out at people. So Robbie kicked him, and that's what killed him. So Robbie V killed Jake in this particular situation.
Damn.
But
That's not good,
it's not
Tommy.
good, Tom. I got $17.
What's the password? No, but anyway, you know, yeah, he definitely is always on the extremes, but that 70% of the time that he's not at one of the extremes, he's
I love
generally
Jake. I think he's
generally
fun.
a good dude. Yeah, he's a good dude, a fairly smart dude, but yeah, he gets to the extremes so bad. He gets the lash outside, and then comes back around, and he is very apologetic, and then he gets back to the lash outside
Yeah, well,
eventually.
so like with Jake, like I think it's alcohol. To be honest with you, I think like when he's
Yeah,
drinking all that orange juice and pineapple juice and stuff, I think there's booze in there. Um, yeah, dude, I would love to like make a documentary about like him and John in this contract they've been doing for about $400 for John's like aunt's like website. Like it's been amazing, dude. Like there's Jake has quit and rejoined like 7 times. There's it's a $400 fucking job. And it's been amazing. And that's what I love about Jake. But
is this on like Upwork? Is this like legit on
no,
like
it's like his
Upwork
like aunt's
or
got a
some
business.
bullshit?
She's like, I need a website or something, and John was like, oh, I know a guy that like can help with that. I'll like, I'll kind of
Yeah,
like collaborate with Jake and bring Jake into it, and then Jake like
he has, as you know, he has
he
some
can
skills.
definitely
He
do
can
it. But like
produce
it
some
all
stuff
began with
too.
like
Yeah,
Jake, like the first
yeah.
meeting, Jake's like, okay, we can do that, but like I mean, if like you want it done like dumb, we can do that. But like here's what we should do. Like you know what I mean? And like he's emailed this
Yeah.
woman and like quit, and like the whole thing has been like just fucking wild. That's why he'll go like you'll hear him go like, "Oh, I'm a big businessman." And that's about John from Scranton. So that's why the guy's fucking great. He's gold, but he gets mad
Oh
at
yeah.
I don't know. So like I remember a great example is a couple weeks ago. Like Jake was like, "Yeah, I bought a comic. It was right after we made up like for the 7th time over the last him and I fight."
Yeah. You took
Yeah,
him off
I
the
took him off the
shelf.
shelf for
Yeah.
like the 37th time, and he was like, "I got this comic." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool, Jake. What else did you get?" And he was showing me a couple comics he got, and then I was like, "Oh, I bought this comic." And Jake's like, "Why are you always showing off and showing your comics and stuff?" And he was like serious. And that's what I love about him. But yeah.
Well, yeah. So to be clear, the other day he was like, he hit me up. So this is before the Saturday thing. This is maybe Friday or whatever it was, and he goes, "You want to do another hit? Like we got a lot to talk about." I said, "Dude, like we had a couple chats offline, and like I generally, like you said, just like you, I find him amusing. I like the guy, so I'm like, shit, yeah, let's do that." Then he just that tweet out. He's like, "I'm back on GVE. Deal with it." Like or whatever. I'm like, oh shit. Like I'm not like the wedge here. Like I can't be the wedge issue. Like I don't think
Well,
he
no, I
was.
don't know
We're
if you
just
know.
saying like
I'm the.
he's like, fuck it, I'm going to GVE with random sports chat, and I'm like,
I
oh
saw.
shit, here we go.
Oh,
And
I
then
saw
it
that
comes and
tweet.
it
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
taken half.
yeah. I'm the CEO emeritus at
Like fuck.
GVE, and that
Yeah.
makes him angry too.
Right.
But like, so that doesn't bother me at all. Like, I'm
he still hasn't figured out what that is, and
Yeah.
that does bother him. He's gonna ask you, "What the fuck does that
I
mean?"
told him
What-
before,
what
like
do you-"
Don Nealon would be like the CEO emeritus of WVU.
Sure,
Bob
exactly.
Pruitt
Like
is the CEO emeritus of Marshall.
it's like how they let Matthew McConaughey on the sidelines at the UT game.
I disagree with it.
Like,
No,
you
I
know what I
disagree with
mean?
that.
Like,
It's like when like the coach gets old and like, you know, or like something happens, there's a scandal, like eventually what's your basketball coach name? Huggy Bear? Huggy Bear is eventually gonna be like
it
the
was
CEO
Huggins, yeah.
emeritus of WVU basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's me. It's just like listen, like, you know, he's older, but he did a lot for us. We got to give him a spot. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. So, but yeah, it
100%.
makes Jake very angry.
He was. I was like, I'm not getting into this. Like, I can't be. Like, I don't know where he's going with that exactly. So.
But it's just like it's a toxic relationship because I can't help pushing buttons, and he has so many buttons. So, I don't know.
I want to talk to him more about stocks. So like I said, like and all that, because like I'm fascinated by his. Apparently, like I said, not to put it out there, but he made a pile apparently on some biotech stocks and then like lost it all and this and that. Like was a
Well,
legit like options
I think
trader
Jake.
and like. And I was like, I want to hear more about this because that shit fascinates me. I'm always
Just
in the game.
guessing, I would feel like Jake with stocks is a lot like Jake with gambling. Like you could make money gambling with stocks. Yeah, I think that's kind of what's been going on. I don't think there's a whole lot of but he's really smart too. Like I'm not saying like, but I don't know if there's a whole lot of like research going into the trade. I think there's a lot of gambling going on.
Bro, one of the smartest guys that we're not going to derail on all this, but just today, so speaking of that, one of the smartest guys I fucking know was hitting me up today, and he knows that I'm always in the finance hustle. Really, that's my true thing, and I used to have all my license certifications, all this bullshit. But the point being, he's just a fellow engineer, and he's a pretty sharp guy. I've worked with him for fucking forever, and he goes, I put my whole IRA in Tesla at like 156, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like this is somebody like rational that like I knew, and I mean it kind of worked out for a stint there, but I was like, I was shocked. I was shocked that some like a random
You know what we should do?
regular guy that I know doesn't know the markets like I do, and I'm not saying I'm some fucking authority, but I'm saying I know he's not in the markets every day, and he's like, I fucking levered my whole IRA on Tesla, and I was like, what the fuck is going? Like, it was the type of thing that made me go, I need to sell everything. Like this has to be.
It's
like,
when the
this is the
shoeshine boy
shoeshine
tells
boy
you,
giving
yeah.
me stock tips. Yeah.
Who was
I
that
was
again?
like,
That was
what is
Kennedy.
going on here,
Is that
dude? Like,
Kennedy's dad? With
what?
that quote?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know
that was
whose that
Kennedy's
was. Yeah, it
dad.
was somebody. It might have been.
Hold on, I'll look it up real
Oh,
quick.
by the way, did you know? Did you know that
Joe Kennedy
speaking of
Sr.,
Kennedy,
yeah.
so the original what? Joe Kennedy made fucking a pile on the 1929 crash because he had inside information. He sold it
he
all.
said this.
He
He's
sold
the
it all. He
guy
was.
with the shoeshine boy giving out stock tips. It's time to get out.
That's fucking funny because he was the original Nancy Pelosi dude. Joe Kennedy I've read about this. You could read about this in The Fruits of Graft by Wayne Jett. You could read about this. This is cited many places. Joe Kennedy was an inside trader back in the late 20s,
And a
early 30s,
moonshiner.
and fucking sold out before the crash. Yes. That's how the Kennedys made all their money. Joe Kennedy was an insider.
The old adage, the shoeshine boy and the stock tips, doesn't hold up anymore. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Wrong thing.
No, Joe Kennedy,
Yeah.
shoeshine boy, yeah.
He knew something was wrong when a poor shoeshine boy gave him. Obviously, that's a made-up story.
See,
Obviously,
that's
a made-up
now
story.
that's the fucking yes, that's the
Yes.
urban legend as to why he didn't trade on fucking inside info, but he
Yes,
had inside
that's what he
info.
said,
right?
you know.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the shoeshine boy.
yeah,
But hey, go get your shine box.
yeah. But yes, no.
We should I just had the greatest idea. I'm gonna create an account and I'm just gonna like put $20 a week in it, and I'm just gonna give you like the keys to it, and like you just take care of
Okay,
that because I won't be able
that'd probably be a great
to
idea for you.
withdraw it because you'll have control of
Yeah,
it. So I think that would be
I
like probably
crush
the
it
way
on
to
that.
go.
You should.
So I don't know. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
I would. I love the idea, and if you don't like my performance, you could fire me. But I'm pretty sure you
I'm
would.
pretty sure. I mean, I would if I don't like your performance, but
but
currently my performance is about minus
that's
like 37% per year. So
well. That's
my
so
performance is I
lately. I
buy
mean, I still
comic books and
gamble.
fucking sports cards with all the money. So
I had to have that. Well, so to your point, I had to have that conversation with
yeah,
myself just the other day. Just like I love to gamble on the NFL because, and I legitimately follow the fucking NFL, and I do pretty well. I know what I'm doing mostly, and I've been following it for a long time. And I like sports cards, as you know, and like now I gotta flip over to just sell only because I've been accumulating them for like fucking half a decade now. It's just been out of control. And but the point is, I had to have that conversation with myself. Like, dude, I do too well in stocks to not be
yeah.
putting all my fucking money into like that. Like, that's really what I know. And I'm like, why am I even like allocating money over
Yeah.
here? Like, I had to have that conversation with
Sports
myself the
cards
other
is
day,
kind of a
dude,
losing.
where I'm like,
I mean,
yeah,
like what?
like, why am I buying another fucking Josh
Yeah.
Allen card? I should be putting this in my
I
fucking
think I
brokerage
sent you the
account.
thing the other
Like,
day where
I
like the
grow it at
sports card
10x as
index is
fast
up
over
like
here.
0.2%, and it's like, yeah,
Exactly. I had to like slap
yeah.
myself. Yeah, where
I'm
I'm like,
watching
what am
this
I
weekend
doing?
where guys have like, not game worn, but like the, that set I have where the American Pie. You know what I mean? Guys have the
Yeah,
relics of like, like legit people, like who were in movies and stuff, and they're like, anybody want it for $2? And it's like, what are we doing here? You know?
that's unbelievable. See, now that to me seems like cool shit that would actually have staying
What you
power
got
for
to do is
sure.
buy that
Like, and they
stuff.
don't
But
make a
I'm
ton of.
seeing like guys like who've been like doing like what I was doing, in this industry for years and years and years on Twitter, and they're doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, and they're just
yeah,
giving
because
it
that's the
away,
only way you
right?
can do it at this point. Which is it's rough. The
But
only way to go
see,
anymore is like you've said, you got to put stuff on Twitter, you put it on Facebook. What I do is I put like a premium on Facebook. Like I'll put it on Facebook for about 20% more, and I'll put it on Twitter or not on Twitter on eBay. eBay. I'm not
eBay.
Twitter. I
Yeah,
shouldn't have said Twitter. I meant eBay. You put it on eBay and Facebook, and I put it on a premium for about 20% on Facebook, and you know what I mean. And those like that's how.
So
Yeah.
so here's one. You'll like this one. This one has to do with you actually. So to your point, uh, you know that Randy Moss Power Tools PSA 10 you
Yes.
gave me or whatever. I got it off you somehow.
I originally
I
bought
sold
that
that
card
just
as a damaged
yesterday.
PSA 10 because it's got a really low number on it, doesn't
Okay.
it? I bought
Yes.
that, yeah, and I got it for $10 back in like 2017 or something like that, and then I got it
Okay.
re-slabbed
I might
eventually.
have got that.
But yeah, I just gave it to
Nice.
you. But yeah, you probably sold it for like $20.
Dude, I just sold that yesterday for 70
Really?
bucks.
Well, that was a good sale.
Yeah, on
Oh
eBay.
yeah,
On
yeah,
eBay though. So anyway, so the point being, so we're on eBay and the guy, I get messages or whatever, and I was the lowest price in the market. Like I wasn't trying to
yeah.
gouge anybody, but like I saw, and some guy hits me up on a messages. He's like, "Well, one of these, there was like a giveaway auction where nobody bid for like 37 bucks." And he's like, "One of them went for 37 bucks one time. So I'll give you like 45 bucks." And I was like, this was like 3 days ago. And I was like, no thanks. And literally less than 72 hours later, some other asshole just paid 70 bucks for it. And I wanted to message the guy back and be like, hey, by the way, because it doesn't always show you if you accept an
I'm
offer,
listening to you, by the
like
way. I'm
what
just
you
doing something
accepted it
else.
at. Yeah. So I wanted to come back. I didn't, but I wanted to come back and tell him. I said, by the way, the offer I accepted was $70. So add that to your comps, dickhead. Like, because everyone's like, oh, comps. Like, there was one guy gave it away one time, therefore it's worth jack shit. It's like that's anyway. That shit get me fired up. But if you post it on eBay for the small premium, if as long as you're not raping anybody, I always said at the low end of the market, but like people on eBay will pay full price. Like whereas if you're on Twitter, you have to
remember
give
the
it
like
away if you're on Twitter. But Twitter is a
oh
race to the
absolutely. You
bottom.
remember that 1874 coin I had that sold for like $330? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
what
its way
happened to
home.
that?
This is a Chinese replica, apparently. That's what the
No
guy
shit.
said. Like I believe him. I don't know anything about it. But again, it was like a endless series of guys like being really dicky about shit like on eBay today. Like our thing fucking
Yeah,
says
the
Goodwill.
numismatics.
Our shit fucking says what we are. Like I'm not an expert. I don't know.
You're not a seasoned coin dealer, or
But the
what's wrong
guy's
with
like,
you?
apparently, like, he said, like, in the message, he was like, no, I'm not surprised at all that you had such blurry, terrible pictures. I would like to say my picture guy sucks, but also our cameras suck. We're getting new cameras. We're getting iPhones. We have, like, really terrible Android phones with, like, awful cameras. So, and you're trying.
I wish you could. Yeah, I wish you could show the picture of your crew. That picture you sent the other day was the best. Where you're like, I should get a
Yes,
trophy for
they should
this.
teach.
Like dragging these retards across the line.
They should teach them management classes. I'm doing a charitable work, and I'm like
NYU
doing fucking
School
really
of
well
Business.
at it. Like could you imagine what I could do with like fully functional people? If the average IQ of my crew was like 100, do you know what I could do? If we get into triple digits, like watch out, world.
No, it's so funny. That funny too. It really did. Like half the people in the picture were
Yeah.
cross-eyed. I'm not gonna lie.
The fucking dickhead taking the pictures.
I
Yeah.
can vouch.
Fucking dickhead at the end too, like taking the pictures was like, oops, I'm angry that I'm in this picture. I'm like, shit, dude. I had a meeting with the fucking CEO, the COO, my boss, the district manager, and like an outside vendor at 2 minutes before this picture or after this picture. Like, I was like, hey guys, we got to get this done. I got to do a meeting. I've seriously got to do this. And like, and then fucking dickhead over there is like, twats. But yeah.
You gotta go to them and be like, you guys know I'm working with half a
Yeah.
deck here. Come on.
Yeah. But I don't know. I bought them pizza that day too. I wasn't even there. Like I was at the fucking corporate office, like doing like a meeting with the other managers. And it was funny too. Like I said to my boss, like, because they were like passing all this stuff, and they weren't passing it out to me because I'm not like I don't run a store. I run e-commerce, so I don't know. So like it was stuff for like
Right.
customers. But I was like, do you just not like me as much as you like the other people? Like, why don't I get all the papers? But
I saw Trent giving you shit about the garlic sauce. That was funny as fuck.
like I'm like fucking today. The software that we run the whole business on is like going down. Which, by the way, it was down for like most of November. like I'm like, so I'm a little trigger shy. Like when it starts fucking going, I'm like, oh fuck. Like we're getting close to like bonus territory, and like the fucking shit's about to go down. But and like I'm emailing the people, and I'm like, hey, this, and this, and like I got fucking dildo in my ear going, hey, did you make sure that like when you ordered the pizza, you told them to put some garlic sauce in there? And I'm like, buddy, I'm working right now. You got to go away. Like the Zoloft was like fucking, oh my god, it was heavy lifting to do. Zoloft was like lifting like 300 pounds today.
Like it's Papa John's, bro. It automatically
apparently
comes with the
does.
garlic
I don't know,
sauce.
dude.
Like,
Like I don't. It did.
Only
Like
if it's
he
Papa
like, and it was so
John's.
funny.
Only
Like,
if it's Papa
I put the
John's.
pizza out on like I have a like basically a card table that I have set up like where they are, like that I mostly sit at during the day. So I'm like, I'm there because if I'm not there, we're not working. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
talking
so
about
I
that.
gotta be
Yeah.
like there. So like I gotta be like seen for them to work. So like I'm there. Not everybody, just certain people. But so like, and I put them out on my table, and like the guy that was asking about the garlic sauce like comes over and grabs a couple slices of pizza, and he's like, and then he like walks away, and I'm like, hey, dude, what about the garlic sauce? He's like, oh, I don't think anybody else is gonna want it, so I'll just go ahead and take the whole thing. And I'm like, go ahead, please, like enjoy this garlic sauce. You fucking dildo. But I do like my team. It's just
It's just you'd fire and replace them
yeah,
all if you
yeah, but I
could.
can't.
But I like them.
I
Yeah,
do,
no, I get you.
it's
You gotta show up to work with the luchador mask
I,
sometime.
I don't know if you saw at the beginning of did you see you saw the end of the video.
I didn't see the intro video.
The end
No.
of it.
Did
Hang
you
on.
have that again?
It's fucked up. That's me wearing one of those horse masks. No, the intro video was
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said. And he propped the pot roast all over his chest. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy. He took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark. Excitable boy, they all said. And he bit the
I enjoy
That's
that
terrific.
video a lot.
But also, uh, at the risk of calling on the Fury, okay, because like I said, I'm a KMS guy somewhat. Like I follow a lot of the people. I
I'm
like it,
nervous.
but I could do without it. It doesn't influence my life whatsoever. Menor strikes me as a guy who like lives
Oh,
for this shit. It's like what are you doing, dude? Like if he didn't have that, anyway, he would
And
have
you
nothing.
daydream of punching small.
That dude fucking
yeah.
kills me.
Yeah, Menners is like a bad guy. Honestly,
What does he? Not to even get a big thing on that. What does he do for a living? Does he have an actual life?
he
Like,
used to own a breakfast restaurant called the like One Good Egg or something like that. It was he used to
okay.
masturbate and inseminate the eggs that he fed to the customers. So
And this is what he
no,
does
I'm just
now.
joking about that. By the way, like Kirk said
Oh,
that one
okay.
time, and he got really like
Yeah.
upset and like acted like Kirk like Kirk was like, yeah, he probably comes in the eggs, and like he got like really mad about it. But no, he's like some Australian guy that like kind of like tries to use Kirk for clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I got
Like
nothing against
Jackson,
Manners. I'm just saying, like,
Jackson,
I can't understand the people like that seem like they genuinely have
yeah.
nothing going on with their life
I mean, he's
outside
like
of
an
it.
older guy,
Anyway,
he's divorced, but I think that's
I've probably already said too
eh.
much.
But I would also say like he lives in Australia, and they're just not as wealthy as we are. Like, I feel like West Virginia would be like the wealthiest fucking province in Australia. I'm probably wrong, but
So, did I tell you about the new hustle I'm trying to get on? Speaking of that, I actually tend to completely agree with that. I want to work maybe a couple more years, and I'm fairly good at what I do. And so I was talking to my boss. Like we used to have a job in the Mid Atlantic where we had a guy in like Baltimore, D.C., like basically the
yeah.
DMV area. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. I was like, I will move to the panhandle of West Virginia. I'll live in West Virginia and I'll work in, I'll go to Baltimore, DC, whatever you want. I'll travel and do those jobs for you, but I'm not fucking
Right.
living there. I'm gonna live in West Virginia and I'll make, you know, 200 G's and live in West Virginia like a king. Like I'd be fucking fine with that, you know. Like type. So I've already actually had conversation, and they're open to it. So I might actually, because I've been trying to get
Yeah,
back
that's cool.
anyway.
And we can collaborate
So,
on it.
but to your
We
point,
get
like I'm trying anything to get back to West Virginia with like the money I make now in Chicago. If I made that out there, I'd be like fucking good, dude. Like living large.
it's kind of
Like,
like
you
moving
kidding
to
me?
India, but you get to stay in America. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's like hire one of those virtual assistants, right?
because like you're going to a place where like the cost of living is much lower. It just is.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, we'll definitely collaborate. We'll probably like do some sort of a like thrift business too when you get down here. Like I'm sure yeah.
Shit,
So
yeah.
it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Um,
I got that top rated seller, John.
exactly. But yeah, West Virginia is. I think it's a great place to live. To be honest with you, like I can
It
move and
is.
like
Fuck yeah.
and I can move within my company to go to like a bigger city and do my shit. But I don't know. I kind of want to like grow it here and like kind of just hang out here. I'd rather be here. To be honest with you,
I'd rather be there. I think you're. Now, is this still open carry, like constitutional open carry? Like,
dude,
fuck
it's like
yeah.
whatever
I
you
was just,
like fucking want. They're
I,
talking about getting rid of
yeah,
the state income tax.
I love it. I just told Lisa that the other day. I was like, I just bought this fucking new Glock. I was like, all I want is to be able to put this Glock in my pocket and walk around where the fuck I want. Like, leave me
As long
alone.
as you're not drunk.
Like, I can't take it. I can't take it anywhere in
Well,
the
you can take
communist
it
state
wherever
of
you want here,
Illinois.
and if they
Right.
catch you, you better not be drunk when they catch you. But otherwise, you're good. You know
No,
what I
who
mean?
cares about that? I'm not gonna be.
But if they
Yeah,
catch you and you're like you have a pistol on you and you're drunk, you're fucked. Doesn't matter what constitution.
yeah,
And
but that's fair.
That's a
That's
completely fair.
completely fair.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
fair trade. That's
If
a
you're
fair
out in
trade.
public, you should not have a pistol if you're drinking.
Let's do the reasonable man method. That's fucking fair. Right. Yeah.
You gotta have like a you got the designated. Excuse me. You got the you got the designated driver. You gotta have like the designated
Yeah.
carry guy. Like the guy goes with you and like just
Shit,
like
yeah.
doesn't drink, but he's got a pistol.
At the end of the night, you're like, how come this guy has 4 pistols on him? You're like, he speaks for all of us.
He
Like,
holds the pistols. Yeah, exactly. That's a better idea. Instead of just having his pistol, he takes everyone's, so he can distribute them if need be.
yeah.
That's perfect. Basically, starting an organized crime thing.
Yeah, I'm bringing an extra holster, so halfway through the night I can holster yours too while you've had too many.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pay for play. I love that. But yeah.
The Robbie V space is going on right now. That's the only other thing I can tell.
Oh shit.
Be honest with you, dude. I think we're about done here. I mean, we've had a good show.
Yeah, I gotta wrap it up as well.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'll pop into the Robbie V. Might see you there. Might not. Definitely check out the K Gun show.
Now I'm gonna
So,
go ahead.
all right, buddy.